Well, hello there, peeps. How's it going? I hope I did this correct, because, as you can see, I am hosting today. It is I, the Noodles of Bluntly Talking. I was going to say it backwards. I am joined by, we have our lovely and amazing Musica. Yay!
Hello.
I feel like I wasn't prepared at all today. I'm so sorry. As you can see, Mom is not with us today, unfortunately. She's not feeling so good, so Musica and I have this though. So no worries. I thought I started to make this world, and apparently I didn't push the stupid button. You guys will probably also, I'm not sure, 100%, but you might see a familiar character on here, but, it is because I am playing on Mom's account. Oh, God. See, this is what I meant. I'm gonna be pushing buttons. Trying to run and then I can't. What? How do you run? How do you sprint in this? This is why you don't play on other people's account. I can't run in Minecraft.
No, yes, if anyone knows how to, do it differently, please tell us, because this would be in someone else's account and have to continue.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, I remember when we were kids, and it was no big deal to be in Mom's space. But now it's like, it just feels so off. Like, this is her space. Why am I here? This is a new world and everything, though, so I mean, like, it's not me gonna, like, mess up anything, but the settings are all different, and I really don't want to mess with them, because I don't know if it's gonna mess with... I keep trying to run. You guys are gonna be seeing my character a lot. I'm so sorry. I might change her settings, and we might fight about it, but, you know, it's okay. Hey, look, Mom's in the chat. Hey, the GGs work! Hi, guys!
What? I got so confused right there.
My little GIF. Look at this. This is beautiful. I don't have anything. Oh, man. Mom, how do you run? Every time I try to run, I can't run.
Anyway. Joke's on you. You probably don't run.
Plot twist. You never run in Minecraft. Anyways, how you been, Musica? How was your day? You told me you had a story to tell.
Yes, I do. Hold on. First, I can't find a body that oh my god, it just up and disappeared on me. What the fuck?
You said you found a body?
Yes, in Conan. I killed 3 people, but I harvested 2, and now the third one just disappeared. I have no idea. It went into the void.
It happened.
Okay, first I have a Reddit that I'll come in later. But the one I want to tell you is, so my wife and I went to Costco around 10ish, because that's when it opens over here for us. I'm not sure, it might be like all over Costco's. And as we're leaving, as we left and we're coming back home on the drives, we ended up, stopping at one of the lights. And as we did, all of a sudden, like, it's like a 4-way stop. And, as we did, as we were just sitting there, whatever, like, we're all thinking, okay, it's gonna be a normal day, whatever. All of a sudden, I see on my right, like, this guy pulling up, like, one of those little things they stick in the ground for, like, ads, advertisement, or even, like, for the campaigns, stuff like that. Now, I don't know what it was for. I really, really don't know. I wish I paid more attention, but it was just so surprising to see him there. When I looked, like, at first I thought it was just, okay, it's a guy walking, like, I guess walking down the
road.
Yeah, but no. As I look onto the road and everything, I see his car there, like, in the middle of the street on my right, again, like on the other side of the road, but he like has the hazards on it, and like he literally, I don't know like where the fuck he was driving to, whatever, but he literally just stopped in the middle of his drive to pull out this ad or whatever. I don't know. I thought like, well, maybe he put it there, but no. I look back and forth, and he walks right across from us to the other side on our left, which leads into a bunch of houses, and he starts pulling out the ad from there. By then, the light for us turned green, and like Emily and my wife just starts driving, and I'm over here like, the fuck, like, did that just happen? Did this? First of all, I was supposed to say he was old, like he looked like in his, I want to say between his 70s and 80s, like he was old, like a grandpa. Like he.
What, she was actually like 35 or something.
Probably, I don't know, but like he was old, he was wrinkly, he
was wrinkly.
I mean, he had gray hair, he looked like he tired, I don't know, bored, whatever, like he was old, okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But, again, my whole point is like, this old man was pulling out ads in the middle of the road of his drive.
When you say ads, like what? Like he was going into people's yards and yanking out whatever signs they had, or what?
No, like, okay, so you know how like on the four-way stops, like on the lights, whenever like you're going like towards home, and you stop at one of the lights, and you could go either like forward or like left or right to like whatever else you need to go to, like continue onto a store, another way to go wherever it is you're gonna. I'm describing this very horribly, but you know what I mean, right?
I think so.
Okay, well, the way that we go, like, on both sides, on my right and left, like, it literally, like, it's a bunch of homes, like a small little cul-de-sacs, both sides. Meanwhile, like, where we're going, it's literally, like, a road, like, from the military base all the way down to a mall, to Costco, to Walmart, and like two different plazas. And again, like it's surrounded by apartments, homes, little small things that you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by like the four stops. Like we're literally on the road that's going like from the Costco down to like the base. Meanwhile, like against like these other two openings on the left and right that are from like these houses, these neighborhoods. And again, like he coming from the right, I'm not sure where he was going or anything, because again he had his hazard on. He literally just decided to come out on each of these corners to pull out these ads. I'm not sure what of, but I do remember slightly seeing like the American flag and a truck and a picture of a lady. And he was out. Again, I first thought like, oh, like maybe at first I did think like, oh, maybe he was like advertising for himself, like a garage sale or something. Like he was pulling that out because it was over with. But then like again, like when I see him cross in front of us, because again ours is still red at the time, and he goes over to the other side, and then like it turns green and we start leaving. I see him start to pull out the other ad right there, which I imagine is the same one, and I'm over here thinking like, did he put those there, or does he just not like them and he's pulling them out? Like
I am in 460. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, welcome. No, yeah, so like I'm just over here like, because I've never seen it before, and I was just flabbergasted, because I was like, again, like this old man, again, in the middle of the street, stops and begins to pull out these advertisements. Again, I don't know, because I didn't get a good look. And I was just shocked that I saw that.
You don't think that he was just paid to do that then? Like whoever's advertisement that was? Because if it was the same one, I could see where like someone would be like, okay, go take them out if they don't need it anymore.
Maybe, but again, like, my whole thing is that, like, why is he in the middle of the road? Why didn't he, again, like, there was enough room on the shoulder for him to go on the side, and then, you know, like, park, put on his hazards, whatever. But, like, no, he was, like, right in the middle of the road still.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing right there. Like, okay, if it was told, like, hey, you move those or whatever, they're no longer needed. Okay, fine. You know, like, go take those out. But again, it's just like, why in the middle of the road? Like, I see that as being so very dangerous.
Yeah, but sometimes people just don't care for that. They're just kind of like, oh, we're here to do a job, we're just going to do that, and that's it.
That's just...
Agreed, but, you know, there are people like that. Yeah. It's funny because this has nothing to do with what you were telling us, but our freaking puppies, man, they've taught my dogs terrible things. You know what? You know what Evie did to me when I was passing her? She was laying on the ground, right? And I'm just here like doing whatever I'm doing. And then I guess she felt my presence and just looks at me and then turns her whole body to expose her belly to me. She's never done that before. The stupid pups, every time that the pups have seen us, they'll turn around to show their bellies. Oh my god, I don't like. How do you sprint in this game? God dang it. This is gonna be the death of me. But yeah, so now apparently my dogs want to expose their belly. Oh shit! Oh my god!
I'm sorry, that just sounded funny a little.
Did it get really dark? Really? Alright. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna mess with your settings. Where's the brightness? I forget. Where? Oh, there it is. Let's just boost that up a little bit. Oh, look, a creeper. Oh my god, I should have changed to freaking sprint too! Oh my god. No. Oh no, there's a stupid creeper and I'm just gonna have to walk away from it. Okay, there we go. Ooh. That was close.
That was close.
Okay, hang on, I need
again. Sorry, I'm just being weird.
Hold up. Where's this one? What button do you have? You don't have anything for sprint? Why? What? How have you been getting around here, woman? Oh my god, that's so much better. Look at that. I can run now. Oh, look, a village.
It's funny because I hear Mom always complain like, I can't find villages. Oh my god, you really are just a random village finder, aren't you?
Look, Mita, I'm not playing on... I made my own account, okay? Like, it is... Technically, this is your account, but I made a new world. Let me just put it like that. So, technically, this is my account.
Technically, we're getting on the technicality now, are we?
You know, I don't... No, I was gonna say, I don't see her name on this, but that's legit a lie. Her name is everywhere. Don't mind me.
Oh, and also another funny thing, a tidbit of people who have sort of outwardly dramatic fur babies and everything. Tell me this. Does your fur baby, like who likes to look out the window every now and then, or like, you know, you have them in the backyard, fenced and everything, and you're coming home and then, you know, like, sometimes they're quiet, sometimes they're not.
Ooh.
My baby. I've learned
Say that
more
way better.
specifically my Fenris, because Xena doesn't do it as much. She just does little pitter patters.
Mm.
I've learned that we have the blinds up and she's able to see us because we're on the third floor. And we will put it up because like sometimes people, you know, watch the people, watch the animals, see what's outside because she's
Likes the
bored in
people
here.
watch. I get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
She
that's
will
what
see
you meant
us, and
about
at
being in
first
my
she'd be a
account.
little
Yes.
quiet, but the minute we get out of the car, she starts screaming, letting us know she's displeased that we left, that she's in here.
She said,
And
I
one
see
time,
you
like,
guys out there.
oh yeah, and right now too, because we went down to our little store that's literally
Ooh,
like
emeralds.
a 5-minute drive. We come back,
Oh no, I don't
and again, like I said, we're getting now, we hear her
face.
screaming, we're like, oh my god. And then all of a sudden, like, she stops for a moment, we both look up, and because she wasn't there at the window, and we're like, what? Like, what? We see her come back, look at us, start screaming again, and then it goes straight to the door while we're walking towards it, because now she knows that we're walking towards it, and we're like, and my wife is like, oh my god, she's doing this on purpose, letting us know how displeased she is, because she can see us, and she's letting us know that she is angry.
That's too funny.
I just can't believe like my overly dramatic baby. So if your baby does that too, people, then you all know my anguish with this. But if not, at least your baby doesn't do that, because mine does. Like Zine doesn't. She just does a little pitter patter. She's happy to see us, but she has not yet to scream or howl. So thankfully, she has. Fenris has not taught her that.
Hey, calm down.
What?
Sorry, I don't mean to yell. Nah, just puppy trying to give lovings to one of my other doglets, but my other doglet likes her personal space and doesn't like her face to be licked.
Oh, he went to the they went to the non-social one.
Yep. See, look, Mom's giving me permission right now to change her settings, but the minute I change them, and then she's gonna get back on, she's gonna be over here like, what happened to my settings? JK, JK. The freaking audio también, why is it so loud?
Oh shit.
I don't understand. Look, everything's down, so why is it so loud? It's just me? Is it my ears just... You know what? I bet it's because these headphones are better than mine. Mine are not the
Probably.
best. I've had those ones for quite a few years. Oh. Oh! Stupid skeleton. Ain't gonna deal with that. I'm literally saying don't change. Oh, you said don't change. My bad. I thought you said to change. I don't know if you know this, but I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, our parents gave birth to dyslexic children. I mean, to two of them, really. I'm dyslexic too, but my weird ass dyslexic is I make up words that sound somewhat similar. Or like I don't know why, like even my teachers, even our counselor at the time too, they didn't know why. Like also my dyslexia really messed with my for some reason with my, you know how like supposedly like a lot of times, not a lot of times, most of the time like people with like a dyslexic ability, they're able to more or less like understand math or hard problems slightly better.
Man, this world is beautiful. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're watching the stream or not, but it's just gorgeous. I don't think I've seen a world like this in such a long time. Every time I spawn in, it's like just a little island that I'm on. I mean, island. Or, you know, there's not a lot of like I have to go sailing. This one has like a lot of nice things. I like the flowers.
It kind of island.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just had to say that. Go on.
No, it's alright. I mean, like with you, Val, right? Like, you and Mom are both pretty good at math, right? Or at least better than me.
I think I'm a little bit better than math than you, but I don't think I'm like... That ain't my strong suit no more. I think back in like elementary, that was where they told me that I was struggling the most. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this. And then I got to a point where I could keep up with everyone else. And they're like, that's good
Yeah.
enough, keep going. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, with me that was never the case. Like, again, like Noodles and my mom, you can, like, they'll be right there. You can ask them. Like, I struggle with math a lot. I literally like basic baby math for me. Like, I could add, divide, and maybe multiply. But division and anything else beyond, I need a calculator. I need it to take time. If you ask me to do it on my own with a piece of paper or in my head, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna need more than whatever time you're gonna ask me. Like, if you tell okay, do it an hour, I'm gonna be like, first of all, F you. Second of all, I'm gonna need more than an hour. I'm gonna make the whole or half a day or more for me to freaking figure this shit out, cause I just couldn't. Even that math teacher, like, what, like, she took her time, like, again, special ed math and everything. I wasn't the only one. I wasn't the only kid who didn't understand it. But the reason mine was a bit more different and specific is that, like, like how, like, everyone's like, oh, math and patterns, and, like, they figured out with me I liked patterns and stuff like that, I stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to do that with certain, like, like, oh, like, advanced, division, multiplication, and, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And more or less, once I was able to understand the rhythm, the pattern to the math and everything, I would actually be pretty good about it. But this is also where it kind of was messed up for me, because the minute I had to learn a new different pattern for a new problem, I couldn't. And the minute I started learning that pattern, I forget the other one immediately. And I always struggled with that. And so they always had to lower the bar for me of, like, how I had to pass my math, because I would just forget it.
Huh, I didn't know
Like,
that.
I had no, like, oh my god, like, my math scores were the lowest, and honestly, they told me if I could just stay above 35, between 35 and 40, and 45, then I would be considered barely passing, and they'll just let me pass, like that. And, no, yeah, I think, I didn't in Mexico, like, look it up at the time, too, like, they let me do that, especially, like, and, like, special ed students and everything, like, I had to have permission for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they even had, I think when they always had to have, like, it had to be in my school record, like, I had to have that in order for me to pass and graduate. And I think because everyone was like, no, with enough effort and, like, like, support, I'll be able to learn, which, again, like, it's not like I didn't try, it's just my mind couldn't just comprehend.
Your body was like, no.
No, yeah, pretty much. It was like, it was rejection. It's like, reject.
That's so
So
crazy.
finally they're like, okay. No, yeah, and I hated that. It sucked for me.
You know which problems would always get me? Like, all the time. It did not matter, like, how it was, like, worded or phrases. Like, when it was, like, story math. Like, in elementary, they would give you, like, like, Timmy has, like, 20 watermelon, and, his uncle gave him 15 more, and then he gave, like, 7 to his child. I don't know. And it's like, how many does he have left or whatever? Like, oh my god, I hated those. I hated them. I could not. Like, it could be the simplest thing, but because they would put the two things that, like, I would struggle with the most together. So then I would just be there like, oh, how the heck do you do this? Every time. I remember there was this one time in middle school. And middle school was really when they put me in the regular classes for, like, I think it was math, English, and science, I believe. Oh. And the teacher that I got, he was no good. Like, he did not know how to, like, work with me. And there was one problem that we had to solve for, like, Y, I think. And Oh my god, there's so many zombies burning around me. I'm sorry. And like I could, for the life of me, could not understand what the heck he was talking about. And he would show me, he showed me a way with different numbers, and I was like, okay, but then I got stuck in this little loop with him where, like, I don't know why I knew the numbers he gave me were just random numbers. Like, he was like, don't focus on those numbers. Like, those aren't it. And I was like, okay. But for some reason, anytime I would do that, like, I would use the same numbers, and he was getting so frustrated with me. Like, I could tell, like, he wanted to walk away. Like, he was just like, and I
It's
had
like,
my
I can't
friend.
deal with this.
Yeah, like he really was he was getting so upset. Like it was so funny to me, but I was like like dude, if I don't understand you, explain it a different way. And I even told him like, "Can you explain it to me in a different way?" And he was just like, "I don't know how." Like he legit like at some point just kind of was like, "Figure it out."
I, as always, just like, I give up. You do it.
He really was, and I was just there like, "Oh." And like at the same time, like I had a friend who like I don't recommend for anyone to be doing this, but she ended up just giving me the answers because she's like, "You're gonna be here for a minute if you don't understand this," and I was like, "Yeah, like I don't understand. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong." So she ended up just giving me the answers, but I was like,
I
"Hey,
mean,
that's
hey,
fine." I was just happy to get done with that freaking shit. Like, it was so annoying because I think like I hadn't even been in his class for like a week, and he was already fed up with me. Like.
damn.
Yeah, like I was just here like, dude, like I'm doing the best that I can with the materials that I got.
Oh
My brain
yeah,
don't do the
that's
thing that your
all
brain does.
done.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh,
It
another
was
point
just
of my dyslexicness, which I, even to this day, I have no idea how I did this. So you know how we had like the state tests and everything like that?
mhm.
So in one of them, I was actually allowed extra time, especially more extra time with my math, like I said.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I'm going over my answers and
Oh.
everything. Like I was allowed to actually, um, again, like, cause I know, like, I think like with regular, with people like who weren't special ed like that, like regular ones, like they couldn't exactly write down the process of how they got the answer like that. I think they said. Us, me and him, we got like a separate piece of paper. We could write down our process and like figure out the math and then put it along with it. So it's like
Oh yeah.
shown that we like how we did it.
Mhm.
And I did that, and I forgot what I think it was like multiplication and division that I had to do. And oh my god, like I had the right answer, but the way I got the answer, I shouldn't have gotten the answer, to be honest.
You did the whole you did it
And
wrong, but you still got the results.
yes, and they even pulled me in, like I think that they after they like graded and everything, and they're like, "How did you do this?" And it's like, I wrote it down and everything. I thought like, "Oh my god, did I do it wrong or something? Did I get it on the wrong answer?" They're like, "No, no, like you did it right, but we try to do it the way you did it, and yeah, we don't know how you got this answer. And like, can you show us?" And I was doing it. I was like pretty much like following my steps. But even at some point, even I kind of realized what they were meaning because like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like I did it. So I guess because I was so hyper focused on it, like very very focused. Like even I realized like in the middle of it, it's like, huh? It's like wait, like no, like I should have gotten this answer instead. Like it was like I think I was like 2 or 3 digits off if I was to actually have paid attention somehow, uh, like do it normally, like I would have gone the wrong answer. But but like somehow in the middle, like it shouldn't have made the answer, and like I somehow did like a weird jump that I just got the right answer. And I'm like, I don't
That's
know how I
weird.
did this, but and like the teacher's like, okay, like we're not gonna accept the explanation, but we're gonna accept the answer anyways, and they gave me half the point. And I was like, okay, cool. Like they still gave me the points and everything, just they didn't give me the full point for the explanation part. That's the part they didn't give me for. Which I didn't mind. Like, my score was still pretty passable on the state one, so I was like, okay, cool. But, like, they just say, like, they I think the notes said, say, like, inconclusive, like, something like that. I was like, okay. Like, even I couldn't, like, even I couldn't explain it. Like, I have no idea. And
Mira says, don't like music. You just guessed the answer. LOL, JK.
Honestly, I think maybe. No idea.
Like you were doing the problem, and then you were just like, you know what? Whatever. Just this one.
Hey, as long as I got the point right, I got the point right. I got the answer right. That's all that matters.
That's too
But
funny.
no, yeah, like it was just. I remember because even my friends were like, "What the hell?" Like, and they're like, "What question it was?" And like, I told them, and they're like, "Okay, show us." And I tried to show them, and even they were like, "How the fuck did you do this?" I'm like, "I don't know." One person said, like, yeah, I remember one of my friends said, like, "Oh my god, you switched minds with somebody," and I was like, possibly for a moment, because like again, whenever I did my test and everything, there would be times where I would unfocus for a moment, and I would just randomly think things in my head, mostly like funny things, like from a show, like a funny part in it, like of a comedy, whatever, and I would just start laughing. And
so that was you in the other room.
Huh?
So that was you in the other room.
Yeah, probably. And it's funny because my teachers would actually tell me, I think the first one that happened, and that was totally by accident. They told me, like, don't burst out laughing. Like, I think because like probably like other kids do that too. It's like, don't burst out laughing. It's okay for you to chuckle, but just don't burst out so you don't distract anybody. And I'll just do that. I'll chuckle or I'll smile because I'm trying to hide and try not to burst out so much. And apparently, I was told when I graduated by my teachers that, you know, how the teachers would like sit in to like to like suicide.
Mhm.
And I remember my teacher, my math teacher, because she was always the one who sat in for the math test and everything, and she said
hang on.
to all of us, like, as we're graduating.
Sorry, my dog was trying to climb on my lap while I was streaming.
That's alright. She just wants attention.
She's not a lap dog. She ain't allowed to do that.
She didn't matter her.
Clearly.
Anyways, my teacher said, like,
Mom said, I'm craving chocolate. Hello, just a round of thought. Chocolate sounds good. Katrina, I need to see the screen. Ow!
I forgot to buy dark chocolate. Damn.
Ooh, chocolate sounds so
Well, now I know to add them onto my list later.
Katrina, get down. Get down. Thank you. You know what? I don't need this disrespect. She legit, like, gets off of me and then jumps on the couch.
And she looks at you with a mad face, like, how dare you?
Yeah, no, she's not even looking at me. She, like, got on, walked to the other side of the couch, and just plopped herself down. These dogs have
she's
a
pouting.
attitude. She really is. I don't know where the freak they get this attitude from, but they better stop it.
I wonder.
You know what? I don't need this kind of energy right now.
Okay. But
I forgot to make myself a sword. Oh well. Anywho, so I did hear you say that you have a Reddit story for us, correct? Because I'm down for some Reddit stories.
Yes, and it's a short one, but it's definitely one. First of all, it's an and I did read it, and I don't think the person's the asshole, but let's all hear what everyone else thinks.
All right.
Okay. The title is, Am I the Hassle for Not Lending My Sister My Wedding Dress?
Ooh. Okay, it
Yes.
depends on how the sister acts, I think, because I would hope that if I were to ask for yours, you would say yes. But,
Mm-hmm. No,
you
yeah.
know. But that's just like if I was in that position. Go on. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see. I'm ready to hear
Okay.
it.
Okay. They don't say who they are. They don't say if they're male, female, or how old they are. But I'm gonna guess somewhere like in their mid-20s, early 30s. I'm gonna guess that. Probably. So nobody quote me on that. Again, they don't say. So.
All right.
I recently got married and wore a beautiful wedding dress that my wife custom made for me. It means a lot to me because she put so much love and effort into it. A few weeks after the wedding, my sister, who was getting married in 6 months, asked if she could borrow my dress. My sister and I have a fairly good relationship, so it wasn't anything personal when I politely said no. I suggested we go dress shopping together to find her something nice. My sister was furious and called me selfish. My parents sided with her, saying I should share because we're family. They argued that since she liked the dress so much, I should let her borrow it for one day. They called me a hypocrite for always saying I don't pay for inanimate objects, but still holding onto the dress like this. Even though they pressured me, I stood my ground. The dress means a lot to me, and I want to keep it safe. Not everyone is calling me an asshole, and my sister is barely speaking to me. I feel bad, but I also think I have the right to say no. So, am I the asshole for not lending my sister my wedding dress?
Ooh. Yeah, I agree. No. No, because she asked and you gave an answer. That at the end of the day, that's your dress. You get to say what happens to it and what doesn't happen to it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I also don't like the fact that the sister, I'm guessing, brought in the parents. That ain't cool. That's a one-on-one conversation. There is no need to be as childish as that to bring in your parents. Like, okay, if your parents, like, if you were ranting to them and, you know, they took it upon themselves to go say something, you know, okay, you know, that's different. But that doesn't sound like what happened in this one.
No,
So,
yeah, and I definitely don't
oh,
think
oops.
she's the asshole because, well, it's like she said, like her wife made it for her. So I think it'd
Yeah.
be different if it was store bought, because then it's like, yes, every dress is unique, but I think there's a difference when it's like a store bought one compared to like one that was purchased or made.
Yeah, I was
Cause,
gonna say that also has a lot to play in it. Like, it's sentimental.
not only that too, but it's like, first of all, like again, she doesn't, obviously she doesn't say much, but I also imagine like they're probably different body types, like different height, weights,
Hmm.
width and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that even though she probably wants to keep the same style, it would have to be adjusted, so it wouldn't be the same dress.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would have been different if it was store bought and then it was like, oh, we need to like do some changes to it. Then okay, but again, her wife did that for her. Like it has sentimental. Oh, Mina says
Mm-hmm.
she's not the asshole. A wedding dress is a personal thing, and if she doesn't want to lend that, that's her decision. 100% agreed. Whoa.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, no, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I am definitely of the opinion at times, like how everyone said, like how everyone says, like, oh, like like it's like a dress that you only ever wear once in your life. And again, I think that's all people meant to say, like it's a good thing. But I also find it kind of weird because like it's like, oh, it's something you're never gonna wear again. But no, she wear their wedding dresses again when they renew their vows. And
Mhm.
that's a fun thing to do. And
Yeah.
no, yeah, I just think like I don't know, especially if the sister knows how much it means to her, like her spouse made that for her specifically.
Mhm.
Then my whole thing again is just like, why are you asking for it? Like, okay,
Yeah.
yes, you guys have a good relationship. I have a good relationship with you. But I think you and I both agree that there's certain parts in our lives that we feel like, okay, we feel like you're crossing it a little too far. Like, we feel like, okay, I should be feeling comfortable enough to tell you, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't want to. I'm going to say no.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yes, like
Yeah.
sometimes you do think like, oh, you're my sister, you're supposed to let me anyways. But again, it's like because you're my sister, I should also have that respect for you to understand that okay, you don't want
Like
to.
no means
I'm
no.
gonna, yeah.
Yeah. It's just another village. I thought it was the same one. Oops.
What about you, Niels? You got any stories?
I actually do, and it's a Karen story actually.
Ooh, gotta love those.
Here, I'll stay up here. Why not? I'm like, you all can watch that creeper walk around while I read. Alright, let me see. The title to this one is Am I the Karen for walking out of the restaurant after they refused to give us the table I wanted?
Hmm. Okay, that could be yes or no, but I think it depends on circumstance.
I know, I feel like this one I was like, I can't remember if we've ever walked out in places like that. I know we walked out in places that like take forever to seat us, but I don't know if we've ever walked away because they didn't give us a table that we actually wanted.
No, yeah, I think with us we're always been mostly somewhat flexible, but no, yeah, I agree. Like if it took forever, then yes, like leave. You're not the asshole right there, but for a
Mhm.
specific table,
Yeah. Okay.
like,
On with the
okay,
story.
I want to know.
Yesterday, my family and I, 5 people, went to the restaurant near my place. It was a tip. It was a typical Vietnamese restaurant. When we walked in, the restaurant was particularly empty. There was only one party of 6 that was not very loud but a bit noisy. They offered us the table right next to them, slash next to the restrooms. I asked if we
Hmm.
could have a different table. They offered us the booth for 4. I told them that booth was too small for the 5 of us and asked if we could be seated at a larger round table further away. The waiter told me it was only for 7 people. I told him that we were 2 large tables and both were unaccompanied. Accompanied. I'm gonna say occupied because I feel like that's a better way to say were unoccupied. The restaurant was particularly empty and even told him that we were willing to move if 2 parties of 7 walked in and they needed the table. But the waiter refused and said, "This is the only table you get." So I told my family that we were going to another restaurant and we walked out. My nephew called it a Karen move. Am I the Karen in this situation?
Hmm. I'll have to say no, because first of all, they're in what everyone knows as quote unquote the worst table in the restaurant. Like right next to the restrooms, I find that completely undesirable because first of all, it's the restrooms. I need to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, they're right next to people that are, well, you say 2 different parties?
There was one party, and then they were saying that there was 2 big tables that weren't occupied, that weren't being used.
Right. And they're being like
Listen,
very loud and
Jackie.
obnoxious, right? And
Uh-huh.
okay,
Sorry.
I get that. You know, that has happened to us before, like in the past in other restaurants where there's always that one group of family where they're either big or large or small, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're freaking loud and you don't want to be anywhere near them because now you gotta be loud, just as loud or louder than them for everyone around you to hear, and because they're hearing that you're being loud, they're louder now. So I
Mm-hmm.
get that. And the fact that like my thing on this, like it's not that like I don't find her as an asshole for leaving. I don't find her
Mm-hmm.
as an asshole because they didn't give a good enough explanation. They didn't say like, oh, that section's not open or those are reserved or something, you know? It was
Mm-hmm.
the fact that like, no, either you sit here or put you in either worse or situation or nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like, well, then that's the restaurant's fault. they literally put them in of a rock and a hard place. I don't think it was an asshole move for her. I think it was an asshole move of the restaurant. They could have been more accommodating.
Well, but we've been the big loud family, lol.
Okay, that's only because of the aunties. Not my fault. I personally was never the loud one from what I've been told. I've always been quiet. It's always been aunties and you, Mom. You guys love to, chat, talk old stories, and all of a sudden start laughing.
I'm like, I can't say anything anymore. I feel like I'm part of that big, loud family, and just, we get excited when we talk, and our voices just raise. It's the excitement.
No, yeah.
I think for this one, I do think she acted like a Karen. Because it's one of those, yes, it's uncomfortable when they seat you next to a large family when there's no one else in the restaurant, but at the end of the day, like, you don't know, maybe that section is closed off. And, like, at the end of the day, we're seeing it from her point of view. We weren't there to hear what the waiter told them, because it could have been one of those situations of she didn't want to sit there and she wanted to go somewhere where it was closed, or maybe it was reserved, and they're over here like, no, like, it doesn't, I don't know, just the way that it was worded seems like it would have been too much of a hassle for the waiter to fight with her,
Yeah, but again, like, that's the whole thing, like, she didn't say if they told her, like, it was, closed off or something. And, you're right, it's true, like, if the nephew or one of the other party ever does make a follow to this in their own perspective, and, like, she conveniently left that out, then, okay, yes, she would be the asshole. But again, to the fact that, like, she made it sound like the restaurant didn't offer any alternatives, they didn't explain why they couldn't sit there. Okay, yes, like, maybe it's like there was a small party in a bigger setting. Okay, yes, I could probably be like, well, why sit there if it's meant for a bigger party? But again, it's like they were offering them very horrible sit, Like, I just think
she even said that they weren't that noisy. She said that they were a little noisy, but that they weren't loud. I don't know, like, at the end of the day, like, if you don't want to sit there, you don't sit there, you can always walk away, like, there's nothing wrong with you walking away, but the way it just seems, the way it was, like, presented, I guess, to me, it sounds like she might have been rude. I don't know, because, like, it's one of those, because you can always play the devil's advocate with this, because we've had waiters and waitresses that have given us attitude for no reason, but at the end of the day, like, we'll still sit and we'll still eat, so I'm just, like, was it like that? Was it one of those, he was being rude to her and she was just like, oh, I ain't having this? I don't know.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's funny because I can't say that anymore with myself because my wife, she has no patience for that. Like, if the waiter takes long or they're being snippy and rude, she would. She has done this twice. She's looking at me now. Damn.
Oh no, she's listening.
I thought you were on your game. Shit. Okay. Well, I've been calm. I'm gonna still say it anyways. I'm gonna say it anyways. I'm gonna get in trouble no matter what. Well, again, it's like you said, like, we've had that experience before, and I have no idea whether it's because, like, I've learned that, oh, like, it's their job. I just gotta be a little patient, a little more understanding, and especially more or less since I know it's probably not the same. I'm pretty sure it isn't. But again, like, not if you're new, you don't know. I was once a pizza delivery driver, and
one time.
Again, not exactly the same thing. Their waiter is also the driver, but more or less, like, I understand, like, you're trying to get the food to the person real fast, and they're be snippy with you because, well, you know, they're in a bad mood, they had a bad day, or you're not moving the speed or accuracy as they want, you know?
Yeah.
And because I remember, like, this one person, like, I literally got there with, like, 5 to 10 minutes to spare. No, I want to say about 6 or 4 minutes. Yeah, 6 or 4 minutes to spare. Like, again, not that long. Not that short. Not long. But oh my god, she was just so mad. Like, she looked at me like, "What took you so long? Like, you're supposed to be here like 30 minutes ago." And I was like, first of all, and I didn't say this to her, but I did think this. I was like, first of all, there was 3 different construction zones happening around our house. I had to take detours, and there was one point I literally thought they was taking me in the big ass circle. Like, it kind of did a little, but mostly because the way it told me to go, like, I would have had to run into a zone, or it was completely cut off, or I was pretty much like, again, like, or it was in a place where it said, like, oh, it's open, but it's actually the backyard or an empty lot, and I'm like, I'm not gonna drive through that. I had to find someplace else. Like, it just sucked. Like, again, there was no win situation for me right there. And I admit, I was a bit nervous, thinking, oh my, it's gonna take forever for me, I'm gonna be late. Like, again, I'm gonna get to her, like, before my timer ran out. But, like, she made it seem like, she just made it seem like I was purposely being lazy, and I told her, I'm sorry, like, there's construction zones. Like, I know, but, like, she really said, like, I know, but, like, it's your job to find a way. Yeah, she said, like, I know, but it's still your job to get here on time for me, and my pizza better not be freaking cold, or I'm not gonna tip you. And, oh my god, when I heard her, oh fuck, like, she's, like, really? Thankfully her husband was sweet, and, like, pretty much told her, like, saying, babe, like, there really is 3 construction zones. But, like, she was all huffy. He thankfully gave me a nice tip, but still, like, I was like, oh my god, like, this lady. Like, again, I should try to get there in time, but, like,
they want freaking Superman to be delivering everything nowadays.
No, yeah. So, like, again, like, delivery and waitering different, but I understand the feeling of, like, oh my god, these people are asking me to do the impossible, you know? But, I don't know, point in my head. But I got back now. But I think it's also different, like, because I think this is probably something, like, everyone in the food industry has been told, that no matter what, like, you have to have a positive, well, not positive attitude, but, like, definitely don't show, like, your displeasure, you know? Like, don't show that you're annoyed, that you're angry, that you're upset with them. Like, we've been told, no matter what, don't be upset. And yes, that's hard to do, because, you know, we're freaking human. It happens. But seem to understand, because, you know, like, again, they're your customer. Their tip or their paying means whether or not you get paid. And again, the 2 times that happened to us with this, like, I think one time, like, this, I forgot where the first one was at, but they took forever. Like, they kind of took their time. Like, I think, like, they took their time with our food, with our drinks. We literally were there for, like, a good portion of time with empty drinks. Like, it was ridiculous. I was literally just letting my ice melt so I could have something to drink. My wife was upset when the lady came. She's like, is everything alright? And before we could answer, like, she does the whole, like, asking and then go.
She didn't even wait for your answer.
No! It was so annoying. We ended up having to get another waiter saying, like, hey, we have no more drinks and we're waiting for our food. And they said, like, no, yeah, sure, we'll tell your waiter. I'm like, cool. And my wife looked at me, she's like, I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes, and if nothing happens and that she doesn't come, we're getting up and we're leaving. And I was hungry, and I was like, okay, like, I agree. I think just as we're about to hit the 5 minute mark, like we're like thinking, okay, let's get up. She comes in with another waiter with our food and our refills. She's like, I'm so sorry, like we're all backed up and everything. And like, again, waiters, we would understand. But it wasn't that full, and there was plenty of them. Like she just wasn't being attentive to us. Yeah. And when we did leave, we were very dissatisfied. Our food was not cold, but it also wasn't ready hot either. So like, that gave us an idea like, okay, that's been sitting there a while then. You just weren't paying attention, like you said. We ended up giving like $1 or $2 as a tip. Like, we were not happy.
Oh, I bet she wasn't happy with that.
We don't care. Like, honestly, like, we're like, this, we better hope this teacher starts to like pay fucking attention. And at first I did think like, oh, she has more than one table. You know, generally you could get an idea of like their vicinity of like what they're, you know, taking part of in, like what's their zone, you know? And within her zone, she literally only had us and I want to say 2 more people. And she was mostly at the bar, chatting, oh yeah, that's her, we're picking Applebee's. She was literally at the bar chatting with the other freaking servers and people sitting there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we weren't the only, again, like her other 2 tables, like they were upset too. I think one of them actually did end up like, getting up and walking away.
I could see that.
But, yeah, we're just like, oh my god. The fact that we didn't leave is amazing. I think the second time that we were kind of displeased, like the server, like she was good, she was attentive, but she had a bad attitude. Like you could tell like she was upset about something. And this was in
those ones are so funny because we've had one like that too, but it was one who like we've known because we've gone to the restaurant a couple of times. So it's like she's seen us. She's like she'll recognize us, but I don't know what the heck was up with her. Like she was just having like a bad day, and she just did not want to like socialize. You could tell she did not want to be there. But like, it's so awkward when they're like that. Like you know that they're normally like cool, but when you don't got the energy to be there, you know. Ugh, I don't know. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so but yeah, like I said, like if they don't have the energy, like again, it's like okay, it's understandable. Like, yeah, this person, like again, she was pretty good. She was pretty attentive, but she just had a sour face, and like every time we ask her, like, can we have more refills? Our food updates, or you know, like just like also like have more napkins, whatever. Like she was just like very standoffish, very dismissive, and honestly, like we got our drinks and we got appetizers. We sold our appetizers. I looked at my wife and like she was getting upset because like that lady was upset and like she was. I looked at her and said like, "Are you okay?" She's just not very polite. I was like, well, maybe she's having a bad day. She's like, yeah, but this is her job. Like, she has to, like, you know, have a somewhat upbeat, or, you know, just not be very, you know, like, not upset.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those, like, if you have an off day, it's hard, because, oh, God, like, I don't know, you just, the vibe is there, and it's just, ugh, it's icky. I don't get it. I don't like it.
Yeah, like, I did ask, again, my wife again, it's like, well, do you want to leave? Do you want to stay? And she's like, no, like, let's stay, like...
She toughed it out.
Again, like, she was pretty good. She was very attentive. Like, she came back to us and every now and then, but she's like, it was just her attitude.
Honestly,
I think if that wasn't the case... no, yeah, like, honestly, I think if that wasn't the case, we would have left.
Mhm.
And I think her manager or somebody must have realized or like heard because like I didn't realize he was walking around, like I guess checking.
Mhm. You didn't
Until like they came
know.
out from behind like Emily all of a sudden and I was like, holy shit. Like I didn't say that out loud, but I wanted to. And he came and was like, hey, is
Evie.
everything okay here? Is everything alright? And like we both like immediately put on smiles like, yeah, we're fine, we're good. I was like, cool. And like I see him go to the back and I'm thinking like, oh shit, we got a waiter in trouble.
Oops.
Like I thought that for a moment, thinking like,
Oh
holy
man,
crap,
that's the
we got them
worst.
in trouble. No, yes, like we didn't mean to. First of all, we didn't know he was there. He was sneaky as hell, very light-footed.
Mhm.
But no, yeah, because when she came out, like she tried to act a bit more nicer, but you could still tell like she was upset.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I just felt like kind of bad. I was like, damn.
No, yeah. Ugh. Ick. Alright,
Yeah.
let me
Again, we
see.
didn't do it on
With me.
purpose. It was an accident. We didn't know he was there. He was very, very sneaky.
I think that's
That or
like
we're just
one thing that I really don't like when I go to the restaurants is like when when I start talking smack about my waiter. Because it's like it's one of those things where if they're giving you poor service, you know, you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh my god, they're amazing. Like you're gonna be sitting there like, oh my god, why are they even in work today? Like, and then it's, oh god, yeah. I hate getting people in trouble, but sometimes it's gotta happen. Sometimes people just need that little push, I guess. Because it's one of those like you gotta keep your social life private from your work life. You gotta learn to balance that.
no, yeah.
All right. I guess we'll go ahead and end the stream here.
No, yeah.
Just because I'm kind of trapped right now, guys. There's a skeleton down there and some zombies.
And you
So
want to deal with it?
I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with it.
Plus, my doggos are bothering, so I think they want to go outside. We gotta take care of that too. Oh my god. Do a flip. Alright, guys. Join us tomorrow because we will be on um, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So set those alarms. We shall see you on the next time. I don't know how to end this. Hang on. Okay. Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.